Hi, I'm Joe, and you're in Joe's Kitchen. That's right, you're in Joe's Kitchen. And I'm so glad you stopped by to see what's cooking. And we've got such a lovely dish today. I want to tell you, it's the first days of fall, folks. First days of fall, but that's not going to stop my summer vibe. No, no way. One last time with a summer item that I've been wanting to do all summer long, and now's my chance. We're doing ribs, folks. We're doing ribs, and we're going to do them with a special sauce that I've never done before. I've done ribs a lot of times, but I've never done it with this special sauce that is going to hopefully knock the socks off of me. Oh, they're already off. Anyhow, the sauce is a Guajillo Ancho barbecue sauce. Well, without further ado, let's get to it.
We're gonna eat, we're gonna eat. We're gonna eat and eat. We're gonna eat and eat. We're gonna eat and eat. Welcome to Joe's Kitchen, yeah, we're gonna eat. That's right.
All right, well, let's get started. I'm so excited for this one. I've got the oven preheating at 275 degrees. We're gonna par cook these in the oven for a couple hours and hold them overnight, and then we're going to cook them on the grill tomorrow. So this is almost like a 2-day process. I mean, you could squeeze it into one day, but I would say plan for a 2-day event here. You know, prepping your ribs, par cooking them, and then finishing them off the next day on the grill, or however you want to do it. Anyways, we're going to start off by what I do is I make a 50-50 sauce, a barbecue sauce and water. So I have 2 cups of water in here, and I'm going to add 2 cups of barbecue sauce. This is not the barbecue sauce we're going to put on the ribs, but it's just whatever generic barbecue sauce you want to use. I actually like Sweet Baby Ray's, so we're using that one right now. And this is just going to help steam up and flavor the ribs as they're cooking, slow cooking. So there we go. It's going to take the whole bottle, I think, which will be good enough. It may not be exactly 50-50, it might be 49-51, I don't know. So we're going to put that rest of that barbecue sauce in there, and here we go, just like so. We'll clean that later. And we're going to mix that up with the water, so it's roughly 50-50, you know, maybe give or take a few percents. There we are. And we're going to cook this in a Dutch oven. Now you could cook it in a regular roasting pan or however. You can even use like a cake pan and just line it really good with foil. You want to make sure it's sealed. I have a liner in here, or a rack. And I got that on the bottom. I'm going to pour my 50-50 sauce in there, just like so. And yeah, so that's just, it's going to steam up as it's cooking, and I'm going to set that aside for right now. Oops. And we'll get that later. So now we're going to deal with the ribs. So this right here, sometimes you'll get these ribs and you won't have this here. What I'm pointing to is a membrane. This one does have the membrane, so that gives me an opportunity to show you what to do with it if you don't already know. You can use a butter knife, a spoon, and basically you're going to try to catch the edge a little bit at some point on that rib. And if you're lucky, you'll be able to pull that down. You see I've got that skin, and I'm going to pull that skin. It's very tough. You don't want that on there. And you're not going to keep it, you're just going to get rid of it. You're going to try to get all that skin off there the best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to slow cook, all that fun stuff, but there we go. That's good enough. A little bit more. There we go. I'm going to discard that. Now we've got the skin off of there, and all we have to do now is put a little rub on here. So I'm going to remove one of my gloves, and we're going to use Joe's Kitchen barbecue rub. Okay, and it's a blend of different things, brown sugars, onion powder, garlic powder, just an array of different flavors. It's probably got about 10 or 12 different spices in it. So we're not going to shake it. We're going to be very generous with what we do here. So I'm going to put that on there. Use one hand to pour, the other one to rub. There we go, just like so. We're going to get that really good. Flip it over. Do the same thing here. And just like so. Rub it in really good. And this rub you can use on, you know, just anything you're preparing. Add a little flavor to it, French fries, whatever. So now we're just going to take that and we're going to lay that in our pan. The pan's kind of small, so I'm going to just kind of circle it, kind of like that. If you lay it flat, I would suggest putting the curled end up, or the top side up. But we're going to do it just like that. That's going to be perfectly fine. Just like so. All right. Next thing we do, we put the lid on it. Our oven's preheated at 275 degrees. We're going to slide that in there. And we're going to set our timer for 2 hours. It could take 2 to 3 hours. We're going to test it at 2 hours, and we're looking for the meat to pull back from the bone and you know, to get tender and all that. So you'll see. We're going to show you all that. But I'm going to set the timer for 2 hours. And we'll let it cook, slow cook, 275 degrees. And then we'll be back. We're going to check it, make sure it's at where we want it, and we'll go from there. Stay with us. All right, well, we're at this spot where we're going to do the sauce now. And I don't know if you saw my Chili Colorado video, but recently did that. And I was dealing with these Ancho and Guajillo chili peppers. And boy, what fun that was. This is the Guajillo, this is the Ancho. And what I'm doing first step is to de-seed them. I've got most of them done, as you can see. And I've got them over here, and they're kind of like butterflied. What you have to do is you've got to cut the end off, like so. And you take a pair of kitchen shears, kind of cut a line down one length of it. Oops, over here. And then I'm just going to empty those seeds out into a container for discarding. And this one's being a little stubborn, but we're going to get it all out of there. And there we go. So now we have 4 Ancho chilies and we have 4 Guajillo chilies. I'll put this aside. And we have to rehydrate them first. So what we have to do is bring some water to a boil. I've got 8 cups of water here coming to a boil. It's pretty hot now. And you're going to shut that off. And then you're going to add your dried chilies in there to rehydrate. And this is going to take about 30 minutes. So I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes. Oh, I got it set for the ribs. So I'll just look at the clock. Let's see, what time is it? 3:30, 4 o'clock, they should be ready. That's fine. Okay, now I've got this pan here preheating. Our next step is to saute some onions and garlic and tomatoes. So we got this pan heating up. Hopefully it's nice and hot. I add a little olive oil. Boom, boom, just like that. Test it with the onion. And I'm hearing the sizzle, so that's good. So I'm going to drop my onions in. Onions go in first. They're always first in line. And then I'm going to let those saute up. I'm going to turn that heat up just a little notch. I'm going to get those onions translucent. And then I'm going to add my garlic. So and so. So we'll let that heat up. And we'll add our garlic and tomatoes last. So I won't bore you with that. We're just going to kind of let this thing cook. It'll take a few minutes to get those onions translucent. And we'll come back when I add the garlic and tomato. All right, well then onions, as you can see, They're getting brown and caramelized and turning translucent. So I'm going to add my garlic in there now. That's about 4 to 6 cloves of garlic. You know what I say about garlic, more the merrier. So we're going to drop that in like so. And this is only going to saute for maybe 30 seconds. Just to, oh, I can almost smell that garlic already. It's a good hot pan. I'm going to turn that down just a touch. You know, you got to make adjustments as you go along. I'm going to add my tomatoes. Right there we go, diced up, fresh tomato. Like so. Mix that in. We're going to stew those tomatoes with those onion and garlic. Add a little pinch of pepper. A little bit more pepper. A little bit of that Himalayan salt. Just like so. And so it should look something like that, right? We're going to let that simmer for, about 5 more minutes. Get those tomatoes nice and cooked and soft. You know, we don't want them like a raw tomato, we want them like a cooked stewed tomato. This is why we're doing this step. All right, well now 30 minutes is up and our Guajillo and Ancho peppers have been soaking. Remember, I turned the water off. It's just in hot water. You don't want to be cooking those peppers. You just want them to rehydrate in hot water. And they're nice and pliable now, very soft. You can kind of see. And what we're going to do is we're going to put them on a plate with some paper towels, napkins, or whatever. And we're going to blot them dry and set them aside for a second. And you want to save that broth. Do not throw that broth away yet. We're going to use that here in a little bit. There we go. We got those there. And I'm just going to kind of blot them off, let them drain dry a little bit, spread them out a little bit. And there we go. While that's going on, we're going to cut our green onions. We're going to add green onions to that. We got 3 bunches, or 3 stalks actually. We'll cut the root end off. And I'm just going to coarsely chop this because this is going to go into the food processor. Just like so. Whoop. Boom, boom. And I'll do the same with these. Kind of cut them in smaller pieces, not too small, just like in half. The ancho and the guajillo pepper. Do you know what the guajillo pepper said to the ancho pepper? Not a thing. Guajillo peppers can't speak. Anyhow, there we go. We'll put those in there with the green onion. They're all going to go to the same home, the Mr. Food Processor. And there we go. There we go. Boom, boom. Like that. Just like so. All right, so now, like I said, we're going to save that broth. We got something coming up with that. Remember we sauteed our onions, tomatoes, and garlic earlier. I'm going to put that into our food processor. If I was right-handed, you'd be able to see this. I'm going to try to do this right-handed. Let's see. There we go. Just like so. And as you can see, I clumsily do this because I'm left-handed. But we're just going to get that in there. If I'd done it with my left hand, I could have had this done 5 minutes ago. Well, anyways, there we go. And we're going to add our green onion and our ancho and guajillo peppers. Well, it's going to be a little short of the recipe. And now we're going to add a cup of the broth. That's about a half a cup. It's not full, so I'm going to add another half a cup. Just like so. That's that. Put the top on. Make sure it's secure. And we're going to puree it, pulse it, just get it nice and blended to the best of our ability. And I'll let you see that a little bit better. And yeah, We'll hope for the best. How come I always forget to plug it in? I'm going to keep blending that for a little longer. I'm not going to keep you here for that. But I want to get that nice and pureed. If I feel like I need to add a little bit more broth, I'm going to add a little bit more broth. Because you want it very liquidy, you know, solid but liquidy. You don't want it like water. You want it somewhere in between. That's blended up pretty good. I'm going to give it another spin here in a second. But I want you to know that the recipe, and this is my recipe, done a lot of research, and it's a lot of stuff in there. Look at all the items in there. It's a lot of work. I get it. But I really have confidence that the end product's going to be worth it. And it's been a lot of fun. Anyhow, I may have to refer to this because it's a lot to remember. But right now, we're going to give this a couple more pulses. But it is pretty mixed, and I'm pretty happy with it. I did add another half a cup of broth to that. The water that the pepper steeped in. So what we're going to do first is we're going to heat this pan up, and I'm going to put it on a medium-high heat right now. I'm going to add a little olive oil to the bottom of it, and yeah, we're going to add our mixture here, which has the peppers, the green onions, and yeah, we're going to add that right in there. The onions, the tomatoes, the garlic. Add it right in there. We're going to cook this all together. We're going to make a sauce. At least we're going to try to. Hey, this is the first time I've ever done this. You're doing it with me, and I'm so glad. I'm putting it in a pot. I'm going to put it on some medium-high heat. And with that, I'm going to add some ketchup. And by the way, I've saved some broth, remember, and I'm going to add that to it if it's too thick. So anyways, we're going to add some ketchup. That is 1 cup of ketchup. I'm adding that to this sauce. We got 2 cups of brown sugar. Add that right in. It's going to be a very robust barbecue sauce. We got 1 cup, 1 cup of molasses. Not just any molasses, this is Grandma's molasses. There we go. Gotta get all that stuff out of there. There we are. There's Grandma's molasses. We got some honey. We got a half a cup of honey. This is going to be so good. I can smell it right now. It's smelling exciting. Can I? Should I? No? Okay, we got some spices here. Chili, cumin, onion powder, garlic powder. I believe it's 2 teaspoons of each. There we go. Drop that right in. We're not done yet. We got some Brago. My camera person laughs when I say that because it's Bragg's apple cider vinegar. We're going to drop that in there. Just like so. And earlier we put the olive oil. I don't know if you knew that, but we put olive oil in there as well. Hey, I'll put a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to stir that up. Bring that to a boil. You know, I'm going to add a little bit more broth. Just looks like the consistency needs a little bit more broth. And I'll kind of do that as I go along. But I'm going to just basically reduce this. I want you to see what that looks like right now. If you can see that okay. All right. It's kind of hearty looking. You know, it's got some bits and pieces, but it'll look good on a rib. Excited about that. Probably another hour, the ribs will come out. We'll show you that. And then we'll pack it up for the day, and then we'll come out tomorrow and cook this on the grill. All right, well, look at that sauce. Doesn't that look delicious? We're gonna have a little taste. Not with a fork, but with a spoon. And here we go. First, I want you to see how this flows off though. You know, it's thick. It's got the right consistency, and it's got so many goodies in there. So it's going to be great on a rib. And now we're going to have a little taste. Oh my gosh. The smokiness, it's different than what you would normally get for barbecue sauce, but it still has the rudiments of a barbecue sauce. It's hard to describe. It is a bit on the sweet side, but a bit more savory, just kind of on the back end. I did add a little bit more salt, pepper, onion powder, and also a little bit more cumin, just to kind of balance the sweetness. So maybe cut back the sugars a little bit. It's up to you. If you like a sweet barbecue sauce, it's actually pretty tasty and pretty different. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to check on the ribs. They've been in probably about 3 hours. I added some more time to it, maybe a little over 3 hours. Ooh. Are you still there? And we're going to pull that out, put it on a trivet. I guess I could have put it right on the stove top. And open that pan. We're looking for that meat pulling off the bone a little bit. And you can see right here, it's pulling off the bone a little bit. Look at that bone there. So that's what we're looking for. And so that oh yeah, that's definitely tender. And we don't want to move that quite yet. We're going to let it sit. I'm just going to tell you what we're going to do here. We're going to let that sit at room temperature right there for probably like 15 to 30 minutes. Then I'm going to transfer that. I'm going to cut it in half actually, and transfer it to this pan here and let it sit at room temp for another 15 to 30 minutes. And then we're going to put it in the refrigerator to finish cooling, and we're going to cook them tomorrow. And we're going to have barbecue ribs with Guajillo and Ancho barbecue sauce. Bright light city, gonna set my soul on fire. We just got back from Vegas, and what a fun time it was. But right now, gotta get back to business here. We are celebrating our last summer meal, ribs with the Guajillo and Ancho barbecue sauce. And so we're at the final step. Yay, we got here. I got this grill set pretty darn high. I'm gonna tame it down in a little bit, but I want to get it started off pretty hot. And I'm gonna take these ribs and I'm gonna put them the round side up, just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut that down just a little bit. Just so you know, I've rested these ribs for about 20 minutes on the counter. Same with the sauce. And yeah, we're gonna let them cook on this side. It's just gonna take about 3 turns, 5 to 7 minutes each side. So it's gonna be about 15 to 20 minutes. But I'm gonna start off by lathering up a little bit of this beautiful sauce, by the way. And put that right on there. And we're gonna let this thing caramelize on this first side. Look at that. Yeah. Just like that. Boy, that's smelling good. We're gonna let that sit like that for a little while. I'm gonna tame this temperature down so it doesn't overcook, but we'll be back as we flip it, and then we're gonna have us some ribs. All right, we're gonna get ready to do the first flip and sauce the backside. I just want to say, you can flip it as many times as you want, sauce it as many times as you want, get that coating nice and thick, however you want to do it. We're going to do it a few times, but I'm not going to show you every flip and turn, but we're going to do it right now. And so that top sauce you can see is caramelized. It's starting to, it's no longer runny, it's getting nice and caramelized. So I'm gonna flip these over. And I'm gonna get the sauce on the back side. And I'm gonna tame that heat down again because it's still rocking hard. I'm gonna get those. I like to get the sides too, just like that. Nice and thick. I tell you what, those chilies mixed with this barbecue sauce just gives it such a hearty flavor. I mean, it's different than what you would normally have for barbecue sauce. So we're gonna let that sit in there. I'm gonna get this tamed down. It's dropped from 500 to 400. That's good. We want to keep it probably around 350 right now. I promise I won't sing again, but we're ready. The ribs are looking good. So let's take a closer look at them baby back ribs. We're going to go ahead and plate them up on our doggy plate, Christmas doggy plate. Christmas is just around the corner. You can start thinking about what you want to get your Joe from Joe's Kitchen. Ooh, whoa, that's filling up the plate pretty good. We're going to take these inside and have a taste. Well, you know what they say, proof's in the pudding. Well, this isn't pudding, it's ribs, but I guess proof is in the ribs. I'm just going to cut a little. Let's just test this to see. Oh, look at that bone just falling off. That's what you want. I'm just going to get a little bit of this right here with the sauce, because me and Patty are going to enjoy this in a little bit. You see that? Mmm. Amazing! Oh my gosh. And the crunchiness from, you cooking it on the gas grill. The flavors are just bursting. You definitely got to try this. I didn't know how it was going to come out, but I am amazed. Guajillo and Ancho barbecue sauce on pork back ribs. Give it a try. So great. I really appreciate you following us along today. Well, without anything else to say, enjoy food.
We're gonna eat, we're gonna eat, we're gonna eat and eat. We're gonna eat and eat. We're gonna eat and eat. Welcome to Joe's Kitchen, yeah, we're gonna